This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd. Hear me out, Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Back from last week, I was very sick, and I'm not as bad now. So definitely look forward to doing the show. But it was cool to have a week off from doing this, and a bunch of discourse popped up, and we just kind of missed it all. So it's nice and well rested, relaxed, and gonna have a fun show here. Don't know what we're doing yet. We're gonna figure out on air. Classic ONR here. Mystery Vortex. ONR. And, there's some stuff that's going on. Yeah, I was telling, the folks before the show got started live on the stream, I was like, yeah, the storylines that are happening and stuff. We could do all that. I don't know. I just feel like it would be a little boring. It's towards the end of the year. We can kind of just, freestyle, I think. We got FOH getting recorded this Saturday. If you never listened to FOH, this is like the big, show of the year, pretty much. In the FOH draft, we do a show with Keepin It Strong Style, and we drank quite heavily and act a fool. And I'm presenting Jeremy and Josh with their gifts that we've been building up for about a year. And
it's been close to a year, yeah.
So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stream it just because of where we're at. We're going to be recording it at like my in-laws again, but and it seems like it's very complicated with all the technology. So I'm going to make sure that part is recorded. You guys will see the gift exchange part as we're recording, and from there, that'll probably be the teaser for the show.
Yeah.
That will put out the video teaser, and then Christmas week the show will drop. It is a paid show. Pay as you want. Pay 5, 10, 15. We've had people pay 100 for the show before. It's kind of like a thank you for everything we do all year, and we bring the noise on that show. That show we turn it up a little bit more than we do on just week to week regularly. Yeah, and I don't think I'm a shy guy on a normal basis, but that goes out the window because I start acting foolish, so I don't know. I've got an idea of one thing I want to say that I think people are going to be like, this guy's crazy, but it's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. But I could be wrong, but who knows? What's up with you, man?
Not too much. I actually helped Jamie, one of our friends from the the NXT Largo Loop that we're in a thread where we talk about wrestling all throughout the week and whatever else, and he's moving actually to Minneapolis with his girlfriend / fiance. I can't really exactly remember this situation, but very serious.
Fiance,
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's fiance. I was like, I'm 99% sure. I don't want that 1% to be like, hey James, you fucking up. But I don't want no phone call or nothing like that. But they're moving up to Minnesota. So I decided to help. Some of us decided to help that were in the area, help them out or whatever else. And I did that after leaving the gym in the morning. And then after I left his spot, I was like, fuck, I'm getting sick. Fuck.
You too?
So, like, the whole rest of the day, like, I was, like, hawking up stuff, like, you know that feeling where you feel like you're about to get sick, like, you have that tingle in the back of your throat?
Tingle. Yep.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Shit.
So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go to sleep, and, like, I'm gonna hit the NyQuil, and I'm gonna make sure I get, like, a good 10 hours sleep or whatever else. Woke up, I was good. So, it was, like, some 24-hour thing, but I was like, man, because I was like, man, this is gonna be bad, because, like, I took like a nap, woke up, and like from that point I had like the like locked up like sinuses thing, and I was like, oh, this is bad. I gotta get a whole 8 hours in, otherwise it's gonna be bad. So actually I woke up after 10 and I was good. So luckily today I was good. So like able to go work out, all that kind of stuff. But like, man, I was like, I don't want to be sick. I don't like, I'm so close. Like I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, but like at the gym I go to is a boot camp gym. So like, and like, it's funny because like everybody calls it CrossFit. Like I've done CrossFit before. It's not quite CrossFit. It's carryover. It's carryover.
Uh-huh.
Like I eventually plan on going back to CrossFit, but yeah, like they have, they do 6 days a week, all that kind of stuff. So like there's about 312 days available in a year. Last year, coming back from Japan or whatever else, my goal was to do 300. I came up just short because I caught COVID like in October that year, last year. So I was like 292. I was pissed because I missed like 10 days because I just had to, miss out. So this year I was like, the only real goal I had for this year was like, which is sad, is like get 300 days, get 300. And then like once you get 300, you'll just move on and like you change how you want, you're going to do your workout stuff, fitness stuff, whatever else. So like, so I'm like at 293 now. So like next week I'll end up getting 300, and then like I'll look at and get back in CrossFit after that. But yeah, man, like that's pretty much
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, because I was like, I just like the place is cool, everything, and like I think when I started I was 345, and now I'm in the high 270s or whatever else. I ended up dropping weight and putting it back on in muscle, but like it was just like it was cool doing it, everything, and a lot of carryover from the CrossFit gym we used to go to back a decade ago. Beast. But like it's just certain things where it's like I can't do what I want to do here because like there are no barbells. So I kind of want to get back into that. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes in the future, and also like I want to try to do some accessory stuff. That's just like they ain't here for that. I gotta do all that shit on my own. So like, there's some stuff I'm gonna do on my own, or whatever else, and we'll see where that goes the next year or 6 months or whatever else. But yeah, man,
trying to see this man in the CrossFit games.
No, there's not a chance. I'm 6'4". Have you ever seen
heavyweight division?
There should be weight class in CrossFit. There absolutely should. Like the same way, like in powerlifting or Olympic lifting, there's weight classes. There should be that for CrossFit. Like 6'4" cannot compete with 5'9" in CrossFit. It's not possible. Like the cycle is they're shorter. They have an advantage. There are a few things in CrossFit that carry over where like the tall person has advantage. It's like wall balls and like box jumps. That might be it. But anyway, where do you want to go, man? What do you want to talk about on this?
Oh man,
I just said what do you want to talk about, but where do you want to go and talk about on this?
Yeah, what I did, I just got my second stripe on the yellow.
Okay.
One more stripe, be able to get that Kobashi. I can't wait.
Okay.
That's gonna be pretty fun, and yeah, like I feel fortunate to be able to start back training today because man, I was fucking sick. It was bad, bro. I was like, I feel like ass. Like I had to take days off work. I was like, yo, and I work from home, and
right.
I was like, bro, like
man.
I wasn't feeling it, bro.
You didn't even tell me it was that bad.
Yeah, it was just like fuck, like, but aside from that, I don't even know where to go. But we got some questions, I think, in the chat. Mystery Vortex will take a swing at anything that folks want to run by us here. Actually, before we do that, I want to talk about this Ray Phoenix stuff because it's like weird.
So what makes it weird, or like what has happened that because I saw something where it's like became a bigger thing than it was in the past. Like what has happened?
Yeah, so Phoenix obviously has been off TV. I believe Pentagon's deal expired. He actually went back to AAA, said that he was not going to appear there anymore. What do y'all think that is happening there? He's going to WWE.
Yeah.
But obviously Phoenix still under contract, wants to be out of that contract apparently because he's not getting used. And from there, I think I saw him put out a couple posts where, I don't know if it was a language thing or it was whatever. Like he's, putting out a couple things where he's like, he was like, basically like, I will have the chance to tell the truth. A couple reporters started like talking about different information, like, whatever's going to come out is going to be really, really bad and all this stuff. And then I've heard from other people say, hey, this thing's going to be a nothing burger when it comes out. Everybody's going to roll their eyes, essentially. And then I've also like seen like, all right, there was like, I don't even know how you say it. He said that he needed a doctor, but like no one, what the fuck did he say? He's like, I needed a doctor, but you ignored me for months. And then no one, he also mentioned something about no one stays at a place where they have inhumane treatment or something. The first time I saw that, the inhumane treatment thing, I was like, is this a Conan ghost written tweet? Like, because I was like, that's kind of the guy that influences their careers, kind of. And, he has quite a lot of experience in knowing the things to say to, if you want to rock the boat or, get out of your deal, you can throw a word like inhumane in there. Like Conan's a smart guy and know what that word will do to people. People were like, what are you talking about? Just people just don't understand or whatever. And then, it turned up today when he heard the thing about a doctor, and then various people started talking about how the medical situation works in AEW. Of course, we couldn't get out of that without people trying to tie CM Punk back into something that has nothing to do with him anymore. But people tried to do that. But people started saying, hey, AEW, it works a little different. It's like you find whoever you want to work on you, and AEW will basically take care of it or reimburse you for it, whatever. I don't work there. I don't, know their policies and stuff. And, as opposed to a company like WWE where it has...
For years, it would send you off to Alabama to Dr. James Andrews if you had some serious...
They have their own designated people they send you to, but some people don't like that or whatever because obviously it's like,
It's a conflict of interest.
Right. The organization but...
Like, do you remember? It was never really a story, but like, except for the part where it happened, it was like it went well with his recovery. So like, ultimately, like it never became a thing. But like, when Tom Brady tore his ACL, the Patriots wanted him to go have a certain surgeon do his leg. And he had someone else do it. And they were furious. Ultimately, he came back and he was fine, so no one cared again. And they won 3 Super Bowls later, so it's never a thing. But if it had been like, and it was at that time in 2007 or 2008. 2008 when it happens, where it's like, we're in that time where like, people are recovering from ACL tears, but it's not no guarantee you're going to be exactly the same. Like, we were starting to get to that point, but like, people were, they were like, what the fuck? Like, we wanted you to go to this other guy, and he ended up going to some guy, because he's from Northern California specialist. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And it's, it is a conflict of interest. Like, we want you to go to our doctors.
Right. And, I don't know whether Phoenix is intentionally saying like he didn't know this, or it was like he was under the impression it may have worked a different way, like to where he was like, you ignored me or you didn't check in on whatever I needed. Then there were videos at old interviews where he come out where he talked about getting surgery while in AEW. So there was just a lot of confusing, like, it was confusing messages. And then Lucha Blog.
That gruesome elbow injury had to have been taken care of. He didn't just walk that off and come back months later.
Right. And Lucha Blog wrote a long thing I heard where essentially he's like, Phoenix is just making noise to get out of his contract, which is like, if that's the case, fine. We've seen that before. That's not like anything new.
That's a part of the business.
Yeah. But it's like, I think for AEW's sake at this point, I think you let him go at this point. I know the public relations part of it. I think people were saying, "Hey, this looks bad for AEW and stuff like that." And I don't know, man. In the year of 2024 anymore, I don't feel like public relations really matter anymore. Like, I think people are largely have their heels dug in on what they think of things and don't care. Like, we just saw the election. Like, if public relations and public image mattered, people would have voted a different way. Like, someone else would be running the country come January. But people are going to feel how they feel about WWE, largely. People are going to feel how they feel about AEW. Yeah. And all the world's worst people have run with this. Let me rephrase that. All the wrestling world's most apt to believe, the worst about AEW have taken this and run with it as the new cause this week or whatever. And it's just like, y'all don't care about Rey Fenix. Now y'all making other people be like, say absurd things about Rey Fenix. Like, I'm like, all right, where have we lost the fact that Rey Fenix is one of the seminal, and his brother, by extension, are some of the most seminally important wrestlers in the history of AEW. Like, this has all been forgotten in this. This is just like,
I didn't know this happened. That's nonsense. People saying otherwise are fools.
This is two camps of people screaming at each other about like a decision that's being made between like Tony Khan and, or whatever the office, the situation is, rolling up to Khan in Phoenix right now. And it's like, do y'all really care about him? I don't think y'all do. But there's like, on the other side of that, it's like, y'all just like want the man to just say nothing or, just don't care about like what his situation is here. It's like, all right, whatever it is, I would like it kind of cleared up. Cause one, I think Rey Fenix is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Yeah. And I've said that on this show numerous times.
We've said it numerous times.
And it's like, if he's jumping to, WWE, that's fine. We make our peace with that, when it happens or whatever. And it's like, will we probably see the same Rey Fenix? No. But we saw a lot of good years from this guy. So I think we can talk about this guy a little bit better than a lot of people that claim to be AEW fans have or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot what conversation we're having. Caleb, he likes to troll or whatever else. So you don't know like what. That's the thing when people are trolls, people are snarky or passive aggressive. Is like you never know what they're actually getting at. So you have to play this game of they said this, but at any point in time they could be like, well, I was just joking. So right, so he was doing this. He was on the thing where I think he was joking as far as like he's a while back when the stuff first came out that they wanted to get out of there was like, they should let him out, right? And he's like, where are you, WWE or anti-WWE people? I think he said anti-WWE or he maybe said AEW homers. It was like, hey, where are you guys saying like this person wants to get out? Get out. It's like, I'm here. People, like, if any of these talents want to leave their contracts, they should. Like, this is only a weird thing in this particular genre of entertainment. Like, most of these entertainment contracts, if the notable entertainer wants out, they get out of their deal. Like, that's how it works in Hollywood. They want off the movie set, they get off the movie set unless they have signed on to, like, something ironclad, right? Whereas, like, oh, yeah, we're, sorry, Jennifer Lawrence, you're going to have to dress up in the Mystique, makeup, like, for all these fucking prequel X-Men movies. Sorry, we found a cash cow, you're stuck. And then, like, every single time they did a subsequent movie, she was like, her makeup looked worse and worse, so she did less and less, right? Like, those are the accommodations that were made for her, because she's a superstar. Anyway, yeah, like, when it comes to, Caleb saying, I was like, yeah, like, they want to get out, let them get out. Like, I don't like the franchise tag in the NFL, right? Like, I don't like restricted free agency in the NBA. Like, I don't like arbitration in Major League Baseball. Like, these are all of these, like, what do you call them? Safeguards to protect bad ownership, bad management from themselves, and then they still screw it up time after time after time. And then they always go to the next collective bargaining agreement, and they have to put more safeguards in place because they realize they're incompetent and they can't help themselves, right? And it's always at the expense of the labor and the union. So yeah, I am always, for the most part, unless they're, more times than not, always pro labor. Now,
I don't think, however, in this situation, we can turn our brains off and not act like what's going on is what the fuck's going on. It's like, all right, we know what WWE does and what they've done long before AEW existed.
Yeah.
And when they were essentially, I would call this wartime. Would that be fair, James, to call this wartime between the companies?
I would say this: there are war tags being done by WWE ever since they launched. Yes.
Okay, so even before that, remember like Pac? There was no AEW when Pac was in WWE.
Yep, they let his ass stay in that contract for how long? Almost a year.
Damn near like a year plus. And I'm like, they were doing wartime tactics and non-wartime or whatever, and then it was like, so AEW coming along, it doesn't really necessarily change how they do these things,
if anything,
but it adds to maybe why they would do it. So like, this also can come back to politics, to where it's like AEW again is being expected to take the high ground and all this other stuff and be the perfect company. It's like, all right, like, let them do that, and then they just get fucked, like, by someone that decides that they are not playing by any sort of rules. So like, it kind of, like, Phoenix gets fucked here. Like that's what happens. Like, the simulation like starts through him. Like the end result is Phoenix getting fucked here, and it's because of the two companies that are doing this. Yep,
you're absolutely right, and it's like it's asymmetrical, right? And when you have these tactics being done on one side, the other side doesn't use it, and there's an advantage for the other side. And then, like, in certain instances, like, what I think what came to a bro with, like, the CM Punk leaving out of AEW to WWE is, like, CM Punk clearly wanted to get out of there. You can say as early as, the shit happened with the shit with Brawl Out, or even before then when, he called out Hangman, or when Hangman, did the workers' rights thing. He was looking for a way out ever since then, and he kept being all these things, and he became a fucking, a Saturday Night dictator, right? And then it turned into, I'm gonna punch Jack Perry's kid, or I'm gonna choke out Jack Perry's kid in Gorilla at the biggest show, not WWE show ever, right? It turned into all these things to get his way out, and he finally got his way out, right? Like, these are the costs of like of this thing of like, if I can't, looking at it from Tony Khan / AEW perspective, like, if we let this guy go, then that is literally like the flashing light or the light in the tunnel for everybody else that wants to jump, right? And there are people that want to jump from both sides depending on their situation, because that's how it always is, right? People always think the grass is greener for the other side to the other, right? Like when Andrade slapped the shit out of Guevara, right? That was a thing, and then he came and played ball, was in the C2, and then they finally let him go, right? We heard tons of things of, guys want to want to leave, and particularly like Triple H is being in charge. Once Vince been ousted, it's like, there's a guy that actually, did something with me. I want to go there when the old guy didn't want to do anything with me now or before. So like, yeah, there's always going to be that. And like on the other end, there's going to be people that, always going to leverage, like once they reach free agency, like there are two companies now. What can I get? Right? Bobby Lashley. They left him off forever. And then all of a sudden he's now in AEW.
Right. Like, they didn't say, hey, Bobby Lashley.
Both companies.
They didn't say, hey, Bobby Lashley, you want to go there like as soon as possible? They were like, no, you sit and you wait until that date.
Yeah.
And like a couple comments say, I will say Rod and others are right. Just because WWE sucks, that doesn't mean AEW should suck as well.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I'm saying that
I don't agree though.
Okay. Well, I do agree. My point is, I understand their logic.
Right. It's like, all right.
It sucks. It absolutely sucks, but I get why they're doing it. It sucks.
I was like, ideally, okay, yeah, they shouldn't suck, right? But in the real world, while all this stuff is happening, like, this is just how it is.
Like, I disagree. I fundamentally disagree with it. I understand why they're doing it. It sucks. I see the same things y'all are seeing. Don't get me wrong. I am not like my explanation or explaining all this stuff isn't to be like, actually it's a good thing or actually they're okay. No, what they're doing sucks. And that's why they're doing it, and it sucks. Right? I don't want anyone to misunderstand that I don't think it doesn't suck. It sucks. Just like when WWE does it, it sucks as well.
And it's like, it's just like, I don't understand.
I want to see Ray Phoenix wrestle. Wherever it is.
Yeah. Like, there's no, like, obviously we're not seeing him wrestle now.
And
so,
that
like,
sucks.
It ain't getting him in the game, whatever's happening right now. So it's like, if you're not going to use a guy, probably should let him go. But at the same time, it's like, it's bigger than Ray Phoenix, if that makes any sense.
It is. And as far as, because it's this stupid fucking war where these guys can't just say, hey, you know, there are people, they're fighting for market share, and it sucks. All this sucks. And it sucked for years. And we go online and we see people talk about which company is better for whatever reason. It seems, and it's like ridiculous. And they have these ridiculous double standards. It sucks. It just does. And like, you know, I think a lot of the fighting over the years has made people like sour on or be exhausted by AEW. I think it's a part of it. Obviously, right now they're not doing so hot at the top of their company as far as creative. But when you have to do all of that, it's exhausting. It's draining.
It's constant defense. It's constant like
I mean, we got clips that go back years on video of us talking about all this different shit from you know, all this stuff for over the years. Whatever, it's always a new thing. This is the latest thing, right? So yeah, it's another one of those things where it sucks. I remember beginning of the year, right? It's like AEW's doing well, WWE's doing well. Online seems, you know, upset or miserable. What the fuck's going on? Why are you miserable? Both companies are doing well. Creatively, and also at the time, also at houses, drawing houses. Like, what's the problem? Now it's a little different. AEW's not doing so well as far as houses or whatever else, and their live crowds aren't as hot. But like at the same time, they just secured the most lucrative TV contract for pro wrestling that wasn't involving WWE. So it's like at the same time, like both of these things are going to be around for a long time. If you're a fan of pro wrestling, you're going to get your pro wrestling for a while now. So like these things are going to keep coming up. There's always going to be something new.
Yeah.
And it's going to fucking suck.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brewhaven says, what wrestler would you guys choose for an ESPN 30 for 30?
Ooh. Current day or historical?
I feel like historical would have like a lot cooler stories just because we don't like, I don't feel like we know a lot of the guys.
Because like the Bruno Sammartino stuff, I heard it sounds insane.
I imagine that would be a pretty good one.
Like his mom like they ran from Nazis or whatever. Like that's I believe that's what it is. Yeah, like that's a movie / a 30 for 30.
I'll take one. How about Ernie Ladd? Like I think that might be an interesting one. Like you get him in the NFL, you get him being a heel in the 1970s, and then turn into like a booker, and like, you know, kind of talking about all the people that he worked with and like, you know, his life and different stuff. I think that might be pretty interesting.
Okay, that'd be good. Individual wrestlers,
sure, or individual team, whatever.
So I would say like there should be a 30 for 30 on definite territories,
like a real one,
a real one, not like a ringer one, a 30 for 30, not the one that's involved with WWE. You know, acting like, oh, you know, we just.
we was really gonna get rid of him anyway.
Like WWE's like Japan or England, where like I don't understand why everyone around that has countries around us all hate us. I don't understand. I don't get it. All we did was try to invade you. All we did was try to colonize you. All we did was try to be like no, you're an asshole. But no, like that would be interesting. That would be like a really good one.
Antonio Inoki.
That would be interesting because no one here knows anything about that. That would be one as far as like. If you can get the interest of it, because like once you like all you gotta do is show like the flash of the Muhammad Ali stuff. People are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, show the Muhammad Ali thing. Yep. You talk about like him starting New Japan. Yep. Talk about him doing the North Korea, the embezzlement, the
politician stuff. You can talk about the break from JWA. Yeah.
And I know Josh Smith's probably yelling like 30 more things, in there. So Who else would be a good 30 for 30? So a lot of the like, there are a lot of wrestlers you would think it's like I almost don't find any Attitude Era wrestler very interesting at all, and it's almost because we kind of it's like their stories have kind of been told.
It's because you're not a casual fan. There are things that are absolutely like, okay, so when they did that Vince documentary and they they're absolutely a 30 for 30 on the Montreal Screwjob that actually happened.
Oh my god!
I know there's been a million things on it, but bro, like when I hear people talk about they don't understand like what the rules for wrestling was at that time. Like they don't get that like what was happening. They don't get the contract situation. Like, and they also gloss over the stuff. They don't get like how Vince promised this man a lifetime contract, and then within a year was like, nah, forget that lifetime contract. We ain't gonna give you $1 million every year, bro. Go over there.
Can't pay you.
Go that way. Right, and then like we also want you to put over your fucking biggest enemy in the locker room or whatever else. And while he's saying crazy shit like this between the lines on air about how you're having an affair with a woman you're not even having an affair with at the time, you're having an affair with other women, but this one you don't. So you get to fight on that lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. And at the end of the day, like they end up doing this thing. Like when they did that Rennie Richter thing and like, oh, you know what? Like no, you. They didn't go into like they had Gerald Briscoe in the hotel room with Triple H and Shawn trying to show that man holes in case Brett gets out of it, kicks and starts kicking his ass.
You get Shawn Michaels on the thing, and then like Shawn, can you show us one of the holds he shows you? And then you get Shawn to demonstrate like.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious, right? I didn't get into all that. Like, there actually is a 30 for 30 they could do on the Montreal Screwjob. I mean, obviously, you know they have the Brett documentary with the footage and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, you could do a modern one or whatever, so people will captivate people because like people be like, wait, it's almost like a time capsule. Like. This is this thing that is only because of this particular time and now. Like now, this would never happen because no one will give a fuck in that kind of way.
I think we would need like the 5-parter on that.
A 5-parter? I don't think.
Look, you got to explain who Bret Hart is. Like that's a whole episode itself, and the Hart family and everything like that. You got to explain who Shawn Michaels is.
Yeah.
Then you got to talk about their rise, like being like parallel.
Uh-huh.
You got to talk about the screw job essentially, and then you got to talk about like how it's like
don't you talk
the rest of their lives.
No, not even the screw job part. You got to talk about how they worked themselves into a shoot about not liking each other, going into WrestleMania 2012 or whatever else, and then like they end up fucking around and thinking they're gonna work the boys into working themselves, and then it led to all this shit, and then the contract from then WCW, then Vince reneging, then like. You know, all that stuff leading to like Mr. McMahon. Like, yeah, that is like you can get 3 parts out of that. I think you can get 3 parts out of that. But yeah, but then that means you gotta put Cornette in that bitch.
I think you do gotta use Cornette.
Cause you know, like when he did the when he Dark Side of the Ring, like he was instrumental in the thing. But yeah, like so that's one. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could easily do look. There's easy to do a Bash at the Beach '96 in NWO. Easy one to do. Easy 30 for 30 on that. Let's see what else we got. Like, I mean, you could do a multi-birth thing on Hulkamania.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
it's funny because like Hulkamania, it's like how to me like how long is Hulkamania actually like interesting, right? And it's like when does it stop? All right, like I feel like the first like the 84 through 86 period you don't really hear about because it's like pre-Wrestle or like WrestleMania started in the middle of it.
Yeah,
a lot of this is house show stuff. They're not monthly pay-per-views, and then like I don't know, like 87 through like 89 or whatever. It's like I think is a totally different promotion. Like after 1988, essentially after the first time he drops the belt, it's kind of a different company or whatever. And then like 1990 is different. And then like Brewhaven say Hulkamania went from 84 to 92. Yes, but there's sections in there where this shit start feeling like real different. And then like in like 1991, like Hogan's like out of there, bro. Like, and it's like you're like looking around at their surroundings, right? And it's like, this ain't working no more. Like essentially, and when it, he tried to get off Hogan for Warrior like in 1990. So it's I think there's something there.
But it went so bad that they had to get it back to him. That's why they brought the
And then when you go back to somebody like that, and it's like, no, he's not the answer or whatever. Right. He's like just like the really big star you had, but there's no one coming essentially.
Right.
And then like 1992 is just one of the most fascinating years in WWF history. Absolutely fascinating. Like you get Ric Flair's in there. You got Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. It's like all your mid-carders that are basically going to carry the company going for like the next 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody really has figured
that out. No one
knows
knows that.
They don't figure that out yet. Hogan's there about to wind it down.
Savage, same.
Savage is popping in. Piper's popping in, like for different times. Warriors coming in and out the company. Jake's leaving the company at WrestleMania 8, and then like they're just bringing back old retreads. Like people are popping in, like territory guys. Kerry Von Erich showing up in the middle of this thing. The fucking Legion of Doom is coming. Perfect's back is like destroyed at this time, and Snuka's coming back as an old man and shit. Like. There's so many fascinating things. I think 1992 itself might be a 30 for 30 and then the steroid stuff is breaking and Vince trying to clean this shit up at the end of the year. And by the end of the year, you're main eventing Survivor Series. The world title match is Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. But it's like, this makes no sense. This is happening here. Like when you look at the 92 Royal Rumble, it's like, how the fuck did we get there? Like, I think that would actually be pretty.
What was the 92 Rumble? Who won?
The 92 is the Ric Flair Royal Rumble. Like,
that's right. That's right.
All the stars in it, and then by the end, they don't have all the stars no more. Like, trying to think, who else?
There was also the weird part where it's like, I want someone to explain why, like, Vince was like cutthroat with so many people, except for like. Seemingly only Hogan and Flair. And like, at least with Hogan, you understand, like, that's been his cash cow for all these years.
Respected Ric Flair.
But why, though? Given that he didn't give a fuck about any of his friends.
Yeah, he loved Ric Flair. I don't know why.
But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, at least with Hogan, like, it's understood this being your bell cow for almost a decade at this point, right? And with Flair, is like, this is a guy you just brought in, and then, like, you didn't even get the big payoff with him because, like, you were cleared up by house shows. Shit, dumbass. And then like you do the thing with Randy, and that's creatively really good, and that match is really fun. And then like it's just you never got the big match with him and Hogan.
Yeah.
And then like he's like, I want to get out of here. And you're like, all right, fine. You won't leave it, fine. It's and he does stuff with Brett at the end, right?
Yeah. Brett and puts over Mr. Perfect. And all that. So. Ric Flair in WWF is just fucking fascinating on a million levels.
No one ever talks about a fumble with him. They never call it a fumble.
Yeah,
that's a fumble. You didn't do Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair when you had the opportunity. That is a fumble. I don't care what the house shows say. Like you're selling a pay-per-view, Vince.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Different business, I guess. Did like because like these are the times where they would do title changes on house shows and shit back then.
Right,
still.
But Rich, they ended up going with Hogan and Sid instead. How the fuck is that better than Sid or how the fuck is that better than Hogan and Flair?
It ain't. But Hogan wasn't about to win. That was the thing. or excuse me, he was going to win, but he couldn't be the champion. That's why it didn't happen.
I mean. In retrospect, you could be like, I get you saying. They made him champion. I get you.
Yeah.
I would have been like, all right. I would have been locked in. Like, if that was that is the thing. Like, I didn't pay this dude all his money to come here, have him win the Rumble and win the belt and then do all that. Like, bro, they went through all that shit with the fucking goofy shit with Undertaker and all that, the strip belt, to just get it on Flair so they can go ahead and do, like, I guess we're not going to do the match with Hogan.
Yeah.
This was your plan. What else? You tell me what your plan was if you did this shit back in November. Then between like the Survivor Series shit and Tuesday in Texas.
Yeah, I watched that not too long ago. Actually,
like, that's clearly what the fuck you did all this for. The house shows didn't do well. How bad were these house shows?
Look, there better have been under 4-digit numbers in the audience. Like it better.
Was that the time when they had four tours, or was that a different time?
I think it's a different time.
Okay.
The 4 tour shit was like 85 and shit like that.
Okay. Remember people talking
I think they had 3 tours. I think they had 3 tours.
Because back then they were talking about like, hey man, like you on that 8 tour with Hogan, you working Hogan that program, you doing anything he tell you, you making hella cash. So I get that, but like if you out here, like you tell me, like how bad was 8 tour to be? Do y'all have to drop? Do y'all have to go down to only 2 tours now as opposed to 3 or 4 when y'all had 4 going on? I don't know, man. There's tons of stuff with Vince where it's like, bro, you really got scared off by this.
Just some weird. It's just like there might be a fun WrestleMania game to be had to be like rebook WrestleManias like with like the available players and fix whatever this bullshit was. Or like,
is it like you got to do it at a certain date? Like you got to go back to like Survivor Series and go work from there or something like that.
Yeah, that might be a fun side project to do or something.
Yeah. Don't you miss the days when like Survivor Series used to set like they were set? Obviously, the road to WrestleMania is they talk about that as Royal. Like, bro, they've been setting up stuff like at WrestleMania from Survivor Series for years, and it's like I don't think that's a thing anymore. Like when they had the opportunity to because they got pulled off the table with the concussion thing with Becky Lynch. In 2018 to 19, when they said we're gonna go to the 3-way instead, like that was like oh they don't care anymore. Because remember 2017 or 16-17, like they did that Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt thing. Like that was the last one where it's like okay, they did this there. They're telling this whole story of him burning the house down to get to that match or whatever else. Maybe it was because the match was so bad they were like we're never doing this again. We waited 6 months.
They ruined it.
We're 6 months for Randy Orton's time. What are we doing?
Bro, I remember when Orton won that Royal Rumble, bro. I was shocked. I was like, out of everyone, he's winning it? He won? Yeah. Why? Like,
because they had a plan in place since Survivor Series.
Just out of nowhere, like fitting.
Yeah.
Question from Dan. He says, are you more interested in the next All In or the next Forbidden Door?
All In, just because I'm curious, like, what is that? Like, what is it going to draw? What is a card? Like, Kenny Omega should be back by then. Like, that's putting the queen back on the chessboard. It seems like that means they will be able to like use Okada. Like, I guess it's like, Okada's been handcuffed to Kenny Omega for like, the whole. Yeah, so I'm really interested in that. Obviously, because like they're going to have to do something big, and like I think they're going to have to like they're going to definitely have to straighten out their title scene by then. So I think like seeing them at some because they're not incompetent, at some point they'll be like, all right, bro, it's time to cut the shit. Right, this fucking 4-way stuff that we were just doing, we're done playing games. Like eventually, they're going to put the kids to bed and start fucking. And I'm interested to see. I can't even finish this analogy.
That's great.
Yeah, but like I'm interested to see like what this is going to look like.
Look. I wasn't even going to do it. See, there was a song on BT Uncut back in the day.
Oh my God. What song is this?
What that thing smelled like. Joker the Bell Bondsman. Look it up. So,
I have never heard this song.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
I'm trying to kick it tonight. So baby, tell me what that thing smell like. Bro, I was saying that shit to you. But freaking for me it would also be All In. Like, they got there's a lot of moving chess pieces. I think the arena is gonna look really cool, the stadium itself. I'm gonna be in attendance to that one, so I think I'm more excited for that. They did a press conference kind of today where, Sting and Darby came out there, and Sting essentially said, yeah, Darby Allin's going to win the championship in either like 2025 or at this show, like kind of implied it or whatever. And it was as subtle as a gun. Let's just say that. And I'm like, that's a long time, if for one. So I'm like, I don't know. Darby Allin is still talking about taking his ass up to Everest for whatever reason in April, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why he wants to do this. He's still talking about it. They had
is he trying to do a Moses comes down from the mountain with the tablets of the commandments? Is that what he's trying to do? Like I went up the mountain and came back down, and then I'm ready.
No, he's doing Darby Luther King. I've been to the mountaintop.
Oh my God.
I've seen around the corner, and he emerges from Everest. But it's like.
No, I gotta pause. Rich, I want you to look at the messenger and see what Dan Coffin just sent to us.
Hold on.
He added me in you.
Let's see. Yup. Oh, okay. It's Black Jesus. Yes. Okay. Yup. That's it.
I can't do nothing with
Joker
that right
Bill
now.
Bondsman is a different guy.
I can't do nothing with this. We're in the middle of recording a podcast. Also, like, I don't feel good about this, about a middle-aged white man sending me uncut BT videos. I feel weird receiving this from him. I don't know how to receive this. I don't. It's
yes,
weird.
Black Jesus, what that thing smell like? Look it up. But,
oh my God.
But they had it kind of had the feel of like the original press conference that they did to announce the company. They didn't have Pyro or anything, but they had Lashley come out there. He was real happy to be there. They had Swerve interrupt them. Swerve came out, nice suit, and they kind of went face to face. And like Tony Khan was in the middle of them and stuff like that. It was like, hey man, y'all, he was looking nervous, like y'all gonna be professional or what's going on here? And then, Lashley eventually left. Swerve gave a passionate speech, kind of about how he, got it rolling essentially, and, what he wants to do at All In, and, pretty much his rise and, everything he does to work hard kind of for the company. They had Mercedes there. They wrote, this is a black event, a very, very black event. They had Thunder out there, getting everybody excited. And, she's a hometown kind of person there. And it just looked like it was a cool thing for their on sale. I think that they had Danielson come out there, and I saw
a picture. He shaved his head, or he has a little haircut again.
Shaved his head, and he was basically like teasing that he'd be there in some form. He doesn't know if he's wrestling or not, or he can't guarantee he's going to wrestle.
You okay?
Sting came out as I mentioned after Darby Allin. They came out separately, so
okay.
But yeah, that whole thing, like as far as like Forbidden Door in London next year, I think there's a potential to be a step up probably from last year. I really like the main event for Forbidden Door with Swerve and Will, but aside from that, I can't think of anything notable to me that really stood out. Aside maybe Danielson and Shingo. Besides from that, it's just nothing's ringing the bell to where I remember it. But next year, guys are kind of in elevated positions. Shota Umino is probably going to see a little bit more booking respect. You think last Forbidden Door probably for Tanahashi. I imagine they're going to want to do something nice for him. Suji is probably going to get higher position. Who else they got? That would probably be Sabre is kind of coming in as a world champ level guy. Obviously, he's Sabre anyway. I mean, he's going to be used in one of these. So will Ospreay like be circling, eyeing the championship around then? I don't know. We'll see. Whenever you go to London, it's kind of a, kind of an easy bet to put that up. But
we were saying that's what they were going to do, and then they were like, oh no, we're not doing All In here. We're doing that in Texas. Like, oh, okay, well. That would be the place. Like, if you're going to crown him, you need to crown him over there, because that's where you get to draw. That's where you get to maximize a house there doing it.
Yeah, I think that both shows should be pretty good, but Yeah,
Like
I'm definitely went all in.
Hangman versus Ospreay. Forbidden Door. That'd be fun. That'd be real fun.
Would love it.
Yeah.
So let's get some more questions, y'all.
I think it was Ibu, right? Ibu was pointing out like the problem isn't necessarily the direction, is that like the top stars aren't in the main roles for this. It was kind of stuff we were saying is like, you know, it's Death Riders versus AEW, but like it's, you know, it's not Swerve, it's not Hangman Page, it's not Will Ospreay, and like they've been the main characters of the main driving force creatively of the show all year, and like they're all doing side quest stuff, and all of it's, you know, has varying degrees of quality, right? Like the Swerve in Bobby Lashley and Hurt Syndicate thing is great. Like the Ospreay and Callis family stuff is great. The Hangman stuff has been fun at times. The Jay White stuff has been good, but it's like those guys have carried creatively the year outside of Danielson, and now Danielson's gone. So now it's like these guys are like, you know, these should be the three. Like, for example, you remember when Jay White won the title from Tanahashi? And,
yeah.
They had like I think it was Okada. It was Okada. It was Goto. It was
Ibushi.
Like, Ibushi all in the ring. Like the guys, like, why are these guys? Why are you know, Swerve, Hangman, Adam Page, and Ospreay not like in the ring staring at that dude? Like, obviously, right now you have Hangman in the thing in the 4-way, but it's like that's because
like we know why he's there.
He's there to get his shit a boost, and they ain't gonna separate him and get him right the fuck back out of there. But you know, it's one of those things. That's like they have history there. Like Hangman made that man tap out in a Texas Death Match. That should be a thing. Like, and then that's why they did that a couple weeks ago when they did like them in the ring staring at each other, because like, yeah, there's old smoke there. Like, honestly, get Jay White and Christian the fuck away. I would like to see this again.
I'm just never gonna believe Jay White, man. Like, it's like, all right.
Is it because when he comes out, there's no pop?
Well, that's just
that? It's stuff like
kind
that?
of a side of it's kind of a side effect. But it's like, you're not gonna look me in the face, Tony Khan, and tell me Jay White is the babyface I need to cheer for. Why? What does he do to where he is like honorable? To where he is inspirational?
He attacks Hangman Page when he has a bad leg, 3-on-1 or 2-on-1.
Correct. And what about him? Does he wrestle differently? Is he more engaging as a babyface? No, he's the same nigga he's always been. Like,
he powders a little bit. He powders less in AEW.
Okay, yeah, he's not rolling out the ring at the beginning of his matches. That's okay. But
nah. We're saying Jay White is the Yeet Man of AEW. I'm sorry, but Jay White has never been as over as the Yeet Man. Not a single day in his fucking life. No.
It is just like, I don't buy him as a challenger and somebody that's going to like get things cooking against like what is quickly becoming a lame duck champion. Like, no. Like, it's just not like, and then this 4-way, like, you know, originally was kind of looking like Christian, Hangman, Mox, White. And I just went through the litany of things wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
But someone may have been like, oh, I don't know if we can put Christian in this, and then like started sticking Orange Cassidy in there. So I don't know what the final lineup is going to be. This match is way stronger with Orange Cassidy, but also he just lost last month.
Right.
So,
but then it still leaves you that looming threat of Christian with the fucking cash in, with the Money in the Bank shit, or whatever you want to call the fucking thing with the AEW's doing. They should have never done this shit.
Ever. Should have never done this.
If anything, if they were going to do it with anyone, they should have did it with Jay White, not Christian.
This is and
like, at least if Jay White's in your AEW World Title lineage, whatever else, is like, okay, he's young, he's of the age of like the top performers in the company. Like, he's going to fit in with these guys, whether it's MJF, Swerve, Hangman Page, Will Ospreay. It's going to make natural sense. Christian, I think you mentioned before, the second he wins that belt, he's immediately overrated.
Instantly overrated.
He's immediately, like, it makes no sense for him to do this. Like, I understand, like, we've made Samoa Joe the world champion, but that was to save that was to wash off and scrape off the shit that was on the belt that MJF had put on it, right? And that mission accomplished. Like, Christian is just like, even the threat of it was like, well, don't even do that. Because it's not even appealing in that sense. Like, it's existential dread.
Yeah.
And it makes a quality act immediately like, you don't want to see this quality act because then it takes the air out of the room if he actually, the threat of it is like, that's a sick pit in my stomach. Now, even like if he, quote unquote, get, banana pills and he fails, whatever else. Darby wins and then like he ends up, Darby rolls him up or whatever else. It ain't even worth it. Because like, bro.
Because it's like, I want Darby to beat somebody
faction,
real.
Right? They're the
it's almost
fifth
like
heel faction, right? Fourth heel faction.
Yeah. And it's like, I want Darby to beat somebody real. I want someone to beat someone with his move and like feel like he actually dethroned someone. Not that he just picked it up from a guy that he just had it, essentially. That was there to just, be a lay down for him.
Yeah.
But from the Great Devlin, he said, can AEW ever pull off a show in Madison Square Garden considering the way that WWE would behave?
No.
It would be really expensive to do TV at Madison Square Garden, and like I don't know if the return on that is necessarily there, but WWE would probably act insane.
Okay, so the time is gone. The time is coming past on that, right? Like we were talking about like 2021.
Yeah.
Even 2022. Like that and before, AEW always that was a thing where like they could do that, they can make that their all in or whatever else to sell it out. It never made sense for them to do it because they were at the time for years they were getting the demand where it's like if they rent out a football stadium, they could have done it. Now they're colder, now they have to do a baseball stadium. They're doing a baseball stadium now. So like there's no point in doing it in Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden you can't put 20,000 people in anymore. So there's no point in doing it there. Maximizing your dollars, do it somewhere else. Do it at Yankee Stadium or some shit.
I was gonna say do a show at Yankee Stadium.
What's the City Field? Do it at City Field, whatever. Yeah. Like if you want, I mean, honestly, if they had if they had made it a pay-per-view as opposed to the TV show, they could have done Grand Slam, or they wouldn't have called it Grand Slam, obviously, but like they could have named something else and did it at City Field. Instead of doing it Flushing, do it at the Met spot. But yeah, that's kind of how.
We're saying only reason to do MSG would be to brag. Yeah, like
right because it's not maximize your dollars in the New York City area.
Yeah,
it's just to say we did it just to piss off WWE fans, have them in their fields, and like at this point we're all past that. They should if they want to do that, they should do it in 2019 or 2020.
Yeah. And when they go to when they go to New York, like they're going to Queens and stuff like that. So like getting them out of Queens would be nice because like it's fucking hell. Anytime you got to go to Queens is like it's different. Like so you got to go off the track because the island runs like this, like up and down. When you got to go to Queens, you got to like take like a right, and shit gets weird from there. That's when you got to change trains to buses and take cabs to trains and shit. So like.
But at least you're close to like JFK. So
yeah.
For people who want to fly in anyway, like locals, you're fucked. But whatever.
Right. Trying to think what else is on my mind right now. Great Devlin says, "I'm sorry guys, I've been in the crowd for Jay at least 3 times this year. There is a pop when he's with the rest of the faction."
But that's the thing. It's singles matches when he comes out. Like like how do I say this? If he's out there with the faction, the Gun Club, whatever else, yeah, because it's like it's a fun faction for people that watch Collision, and like they do good work. Like I think that Jay White and Juice Robinson should be the tag team champions or whatever, but they can't because they're so much better than the Ass Boys. That they can't do it because they'd immediately be like, why are we even employing these guys? So like they're stuck where they have to do this. So yeah, like I don't know, where do you want to go from here, Rich?
I'm trying to encourage the chat to throw some live questions Yeah.
Did we miss any other questions?
Look, this y'all chance. Like,
chance.
Y'all chance, man. Whatever y'all want.
What's the difference between a 4.4 and a 4.6?
Let's see. Sir Sam, what do you see on the Grand Slam card, and thoughts on the change of venue? So the change of venue, I mean, it seems to make sense to me from everything I gather that they don't have TV in Australia or something, Sam. Like, this is something that you go out of your way to watch, like, on the internet. Like, do they have local television there? Because if they don't, booking a stadium was ridiculous unless the Australian government was the one footing the bill, which I think that is the case. So, or they're getting money to go over there.
Oh, this is a bot show.
I think. But if they're going to a venue, cool. Okay, let's get it, Dr. Larry. Appreciate you. I think that we're obviously going to see Mariah May and Toni Storm on that show.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher should probably have a big match there.
Yep.
Think Swerve will have a big match there. Think you'll probably see Jon Moxley there. I don't know how they'll do it. You got to get Will Ospreay in something as well. Maybe you do like him and Fletcher again there.
That would make sense.
Let's see.
Especially given how much Will Ospreay was doing as New Japan in Australia. With Eagles and even back as far as Eagles. Yeah.
Oh, you might see Jay White on the show prominently, even though he's not Australian.
Well,
what?
I mean, I don't know how close those islands are. New Zealand. I don't know how close they are actually. They're considered Oceania, but I don't know how close they actually are.
Great Devil is saying, should Tony Storm main event? Sure. It's a regular episode of TV, so it's like not like no.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So Dr. Larry, with the Bucks and Kenny going back to Japan with Jack Perry and Take to get good booking. Oh, and he said, why do you think Kenny chose to come back to New Japan first? Because there's nothing to do with him at AEW right now. Like, as far as like an open spot, like to work with somebody, he wasn't going to be in the C2. So he was,
More should he have been?
Then it's like,
are you gonna come back and immediately go right back into the meat grinder? That'd be fucking dumb.
And I also think like they've blown so many of his comebacks before. Why should they get the chance to do it again? Go back to New Japan. They've always used you better. They've always booked you better. They've always presented you better. So
better matches too.
At this point,
it's up. Never mind. I was going to say something that'll make people be real mad at me. Never mind. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Leave it alone.
A lot more care about Kenny Omega. From the booking team over in New Japan.
Yeah.
And like those comments that he put out, I don't think AEW needs me. All right, I know what that was. Like, that's like, nah, y'all go ahead and, y'all figure it out amongst, y'all selves, whatever situation y'all got in, we not, coming in to rescue, y'all took the book from us. We don't know what we doing,
Yeah, man, like, it's just to see what he does when he comes back. Because, like, obviously, like, I want to see, a third match between him and Ospreay. I want to see him and Swerve. I want to see, like, whatever this fallout is with this new, the newer elite that, from this year. Obviously, Okada, the fifth Okada match. There's tons of stuff for him to do. I'm just concerned. I feel almost like what the Danielson thing was, like a lot last like year and a half, where it's like, there are so many things that you could do with him that I don't think you're going to be able to do all of it. And ultimately, like, because I don't think we're getting 5 more years of Kenny Omega. I don't think we're getting 3 more years of Kenny Omega. I don't know if we're getting 2. I think we're going to get what we get and enjoy it like almost like some last ride shit. Like this, I mean, because he's at that age. He performs at a crazy level. He does unridiculous things, untold things to his body to do this. And, like, his body has failed him. We're at that point now. So, like, I think they should go on this as like this could be the final run for him. So we'll see what they do. We'll see. There's plenty of interesting things for him to do. There really is, and they'll see if they get to it. Like how cool would it be to see like an Omega Fletcher match at this point right now?
Yeah, I mean they had a great one last year. I saw people posting about it.
Well, I mean now,
Fletcher with his
leveled up.
Yeah, with his level up. That's
like imagine if they also you get like Takeshita and Fletcher versus Ospreay and Omega. We'll get it as a tag match. That
would be nice.
Awesome.
Kenny and Swerve. The battle. The Rich Latta offer match.
Rich Latta offer match.
The battle for me. That's you got to sit me at ringside like Dave Meltzer sitting in front of Flair and Steamboat. Don't you got to do that? Like, I would think you got to do that, right? Like, you just. And I could be in the front row popping and becoming a GIF and shit like that. Would love it.
You want to be the dude at WrestleMania 30 when the streak got broken, huh? You want to be that dude for the rest of the time?
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Ritson, like Miss Elizabeth here, WrestleMania 8, you stupid. Let me see. Rich would be the dude hopping when Ron Simmons won. You stupid.
Oh my god. Was that a dude or was that a kid? I thought it was. I think
it was a dude.
Okay. There was also a kid. Okay.
Yeah. Famous fans, front row. Yeah.
I got one for you. Also, Swerve turns heel and kicks Kenny Omega in the dick. And also, you turn into the Miz girl.
I'll be out here, just mouth agape. Pause.
That was the funniest part about. That was the funniest part about the Miz girl thing was like, that girl was clearly wearing a Randy Orton shirt. She was furious that her favorite got fucked over and cashed in on. It wasn't about Miz. It was about Randy Orton losing.
Someone needs to find her and be like, "Hey, man, you growing up now? Like, did you know you was a meme?"
Do you remember there was another one that was another similar to the Miz girl thing? Do you remember when they did the Iron One match between Charlotte and Sasha, and Charlotte tied it up, and they showed the girl in the stands like, "Are you fucking serious? We're this close to the end, and you tie that shit up." I remember that shit. I think I still got it on my phone somewhere saved, Lord. That still of that
bro,
shit. That
how fucking bro? That match was so fucking weird. It was like, yo, how do you have the heel chasing the babyface down or whatever, and then tying that shit at the end?
Remember
overtime?
Remember the Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler Iron Man match?
That shit was awful too.
Everybody's so creative. Let's experiment. Like this year, it keeps happening, right? Like they keep having the War Games, where it's like one of the War Games always the women seemingly.
It's always the women.
The women have the shit backwards, where like the babyface women have the advantage, and it's always like.
So like what I'm trying to figure out is like, all right, what are they doing to counteract that each year? Are they doing it where, because like I watched it this year, right? Like I threw it on while I was sick. I was gonna try to watch the whole show, but I just fell asleep after that. Like that Nakamura intro, I was like, oh, this nigga's really trying to be just a great Muda. Like
told you that shit was like, people were like, yeah, Nakamura got over. Like, no, did he get over, or is this Mudaism? This is Mudaism, nigga. Stop.
But like, so the first person the heels sent out was Nia Jax. So I was like, all right, is it like she's supposed to be outnumbered? It's supposed to be like, yeah, that's why the babyfaces are up 2-on-1. Like, how are they trying to justify this? Like in the layout, and then it's like the heel comes down, they just run and throw weapons in the ring or whatever. And bro, it was just they kept stopping and throwing. They got to find a better job to do, or better, a cleaner way to do this, because eventually that Raquel Rodriguez one was ridiculous, where she couldn't find what she was looking for.
Like the only time,
like handing weapons on the cage. Y'all know y'all want to do it just so you can fucking grab them. Just fucking do it.
The one time they ever did it right was the first time when they did the 2019 War Games with the women. The only time I did it right. And the reason why I did it right is because they had the baby faces ended up with I think they had the advantage, but they ended up losing it because Dakota turned on Candice and them and Rhea.
Yeah.
That's why it worked out. And then fucking EO and EO, Candice, and Rhea still fucking won.
Right.
Because they overcame being a man down and fucked over by Dakota. Dakota Kai, always a loser. She turned on babyface, still lost War Games. Like,
and then this year, like, is freaking Rhea Ripley sitting in the ring while the Liv Morgan music goes off, and Liv Morgan is terrified, but before she's so scared, she gets a bat to pop the crowd, and then walks towards the ring. And I'm like,
something about that was, it's fucking War Games. Why are you hiding the weapons? It's allowed. In fact, it's encouraged. Come out to it was literally just for the pop. It wasn't for anything to make it sense. When I was watching it the day it happened, I was like, this is just for the pop, because there's no reason why she couldn't have the bat with her in hand inside of the waiting tank or waiting cell, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It made no sense. Whatever, man. But think about the pop. Think about the logic.
Right. And I was watching that show. I was like, bro, they booking Rhea Ripley as God Almighty herself. My God. Triple H loves her. Jesus.
Hey, she's over. It's worked.
And I'm like,
no, it would have been better if they had put if Donna came in there saving and she had gave him a prism off the top. They should have had let Rhea double prism both of them through that table. It would have worked. Big pop.
But yeah, let's see. Brewhaven says, how do you guys feel about the divide between in-ring storytelling versus promos and angles? Can you speak to what you mean by that
specifically? You mean between WWE and AEW, or WWE and the rest of pro wrestling? You mean, or?
Great Devlin says, didn't people clown TNA for years overdoing the face advantage with their War Games? I wasn't a TNA watcher, but I feel like that's something I heard, like, as far as like what they used to do. It was called like was it Lethal Lockdown, if I'm not mistaken?
It just makes no sense. It goes in the face of pro wrestling storytelling. Like, you root for the underdog babyface, you root for the good guy to overcome obstacles, not to have the man advantage and whoop all ass. Like, babyface is ganging up and beating a heel, like, that is fun for a short amount of time, not for 30, 40 minutes it takes to get a War Games off.
Right. Raven saying the whole cinema thing, fans talking as if they are different things. I mean, like, I watch a promotion, like, I watched like 90s All Japan and Noah, watching Kenta Kobashi and stuff like that. I didn't hear Nair promo, see Nair angle, and I understood exactly who the fuck this guy was and what he stood for, right? However, not all people are like me or James, to where it's like, oh, I can take the sporting aspect of this, I can take the kind of in-ring psychology of what these people were doing to each other and figure out what it means to me. Like, all right, who do I see Mitsuharu Misawa as? Who do I see Kawada as? And then it's like, all right, you hear kind of about just like where their journeys took them and stuff like that. And then I try to, watch it and fill it in from there. But I didn't need to hear them cut a promo about it. I didn't need to hear any of that. It was just like, oh, this is a cool, like, chase or whatever. This is a cool match. This is a cool callback, things like that. Those are just things I enjoy. But on the other side, like, people like the simplicity of promos, people saying the words, and as far as angles, like the bombastic nature of an angle. When it's done correctly, angles are very fun. They're very exciting, and is one more important than the other? It's like, these are ultimately, you're trying to tell a story, right?
It's supposed to be a marriage of both.
Like, they are all mediums to achieve the same goal, largely. Like, if the storytelling comes in the ring, if it comes to the promos, and if it comes to the angles, like as James said, if all three of them marry, that's when you get like things that you revere for a long time. But like for people to like, and it's usually like really bad wrestlers that hide behind this stuff, like with their in ring, they're like, I'm a storyteller, I'm, I do things with promos, and they're all the angles, and something's falling short or whatever, like on the other side. And sometimes, like, even the in-ring storytelling guys, sometimes guys are dry and they don't really have it on the other side. Mm-hmm. But like they don't seem to get as much leeway as the other guys for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's after seeing enough of pro wrestling from around different places, whatever else, and see people do things in their own way, you can find what you like. And also like, because it's very rare that you see something original in pro wrestling. Like it's you're going to see a lot of tropes in storytelling. Like you see, and it's a soap opera, right? There's love triangles, there's jealousy, there's betrayal, there is a chase, there's redemption. Those are the general stories of pro wrestling, right? Like, so, like there's always your own twist on these things to make them work. And like, once you throw that stuff into the ring with like the action, you can tell it however you want to tell it. Like it could be, it could be simple, it could be intricate. But for me personally, like, I like the stuff where it's like, I can see there was thought put into this. Like the stuff that is, if you made the joke, Solo's a gun, like that kind of stuff I just find just be lazy. And don't be wrong, like the stuff that Roman Reigns and the Bloodline is doing is making people go crazy. They fucking eat it up. They love it. For me, like it's not compelling to me. The same way that like, and it is, to be fair, or this is also the thing when it comes to AEW. The whole Hangman hemming and hawing and being an asshole to his friends because he doesn't want to be in their gang, even though it's not a gang where he's, he was whooped, he was, jumped into it or none of that kind of stuff. Like, that bothered me when we were covering it back in 2019. It's like, why is he such a moody prick to his friends? No one's holding a gun to his head. In fact, Cody Rhodes got the fuck away from him. Like, why can't he just do the Cody Rhodes thing? We're like, yeah, we're not, I'm doing my own thing right now. Right? That was, so like the draw of like Jey Uso is the dumbest motherfucker in the world for 3 years. And now, because he's got found his own independence outside of being the dumbest motherfucker in the world for multiple years, he's the most over person in the company. It's like, to me, it's like, you like a dumbass. You relate to a dumbass. Are you a dumbass? Is that what you're telling me? So for me, it's like, all right, man, whatever. Y'all like it, I love it. But for me, that doesn't really interest me. Like, to get, abused and whooped on as a grown ass man with your own money and all that kind of stuff. It's just weird. Like, you have to suspend your disbelief that this is a soap opera, not like pro wrestlers. Or what do you call it? Pro athletes? It's just, for me, I just can't suspend my disbelief for some of this stuff.
Like, so, me seeing y'all niggas have fought before, like on the head up, like for years, like before this whole thing ever started. Now all of a sudden you scared now, huh?
Yeah. Okay. There's also that part. It's like, I can't get out because he's gonna abuse my cousin or he's gonna abuse my brother if he does this shit. And Sammy and everything.
Well, just jump him. How about that?
Why don't y'all all come to the conclusion to whoop this motherfucker's ass one good time because he's a fuck nigga? Like, it's problem solved.
So saying, I know you guys normally chat hip hop, but what are some of your favorite rock bands, albums, and songs? Limp Bizkit is the greatest rock group of all time.
You new metal guy, huh?
Who else? I love Crazy Town, Butterfly. What else we got? Stuff that Dan would listen to, like Dokken, Into the Fire is dope. Who else? I like grunge. I fuss with the grunge.
All right. You got more?
I'm gonna keep thinking, and then you go ahead.
Okay, so For me, the two that immediately come to mind for me are Queen and Fleetwood Mac. The Rumors album is obviously one of the greatest rap albums, one of the greatest albums of all time. Queen, like, they just, that stadium rock shit just does something to you, right? Like, I don't even know, like, what era of Queen I like the most, but just like, you play that greatest hits thing, it's like, my God. It's like the equivalent of a rock band playing like, all right, another one bites the dust. We are the champions. Like Bohemian Rhapsody, Bicycle, Best Friend, Fat Bottom Girl. It's like, bro, this one band made all of this. What the fuck is? It's something like you had a best hit, like a greatest hits of Michael Jackson. What was Michael Jackson's greatest hit shit? What was it called? Not Dangerous.
History.
History. Yes. It's like one person was responsible for all this. Like one band made all this. Are you serious? This is nuts. So yeah, well, me, Queen's that. So
I like all Prince's rock stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's dope as fuck.
So for me, after that, like after those two, I mean, I then start getting to Metallica for me. Like, it is some, primal, visceral, like in the feeling when hearing that dark shit. It's just like this is like, you know what it is? You know what Metallica is? Metallica is like listening to TM, is like listening to Jeezy, for white people. And that's what it is like.
That's funny.
It's like, this dark energy going on, and it's fun, and like it makes you, you might do some what do you call it, you might do some dark whatever, but it's like, but it's also like it just grabs you. It is like you can't escape it. Like
I like letting the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. I mean,
like cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Appetite for Destruction, fucking incredible album. But it's weird because like I don't like anything else they did outside of like Use Your Illusions. I mean, well, a couple of songs like, but like the album, like they don't do nothing for me. Like neither one of them. I've never listened to Chinese Democracy. Let's see. What's the last rock album I listened to? I'd have to.
So Rich about to say he likes "We Built the City on Rock and Roll" as his favorite. Journey.
Yeah, Journey's big.
I fuck with Journey.
Yep.
Hell, I like Wild Thing.
Oh yeah.
That X one, that shit hard.
Let's see. I like some of the Van Halen stuff.
I fuck with Van Halen heavy.
I really, it's weird because I like Guns N' Roses so much, and that bass was like, hey, let's get all this hairband shit out of here. But I did like the hairband stuff too, like the hair, like yeah. I don't know. Red Hot Chili Peppers from the 90s for me. I mean the grunge stuff was cool. I mean I like Foo Fighters a lot. But yeah, like I mean,
yeah, Nirvana's fucking dope. Like,
yeah.
Trying to think who else. No Doubt. I like No Doubt.
I never really listened to their stuff outside the singles, so I can't really speak on it. I did like their singles though.
Yeah. I watched the Motley Crue movie. I know people talking about Motley Crue in the
what was that?
In the comments. Insane. Rich like Ska, who knew? I mean, that Sami Zayn music, that shit, all of a sudden you just start bobbing your head, after you say, what the fuck is that? It starts hitting, but yeah, if it's me, it's new metal all day. Like that's the shit I grew up like.
So do you like Korn or you don't like Limp Bizkit?
I like Korn.
Okay.
I like Korn, but Limp Bizkit is the shit.
Okay, so for me, out of all of that kind of stuff, like I go Linkin Park. I like Linkin Park the most.
Oh yeah, Linkin Park. Yeah.
I'll play that whole Meteor album.
They're probably the best. Yeah,
I'll play that whole Meteor. I'm starting to be in the jungle. Fuck. So yeah. Let's see what else we got.
I just say Limp Bizkit because more inflammatory. It would just piss people off. You know.
I mean, there's a weird thing where it's like you make Faith, Break Stuff. Like they had songs, And then people act like, it's like the Creed thing in a way. It's like, I can't believe you guys ever liked that shit. Oh, we're gonna pretend we're gonna pretend that Creed never made good songs. Okay, gotcha.
So we do
the same thing with Nickelback too, huh? Okay, gotcha. Okay, I get it.
What was I supposed to say? I ain't here rolling.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
I ain't never felt no shit like listen to rolling for the first time. Like, it just like keep rolling. Man, that shit hard as hell,
bro. The remix is hard as fuck too. Did Swiss make that beat?
I had to look that up.
I think Swiss Beats made that remix beat, but that shit has DMX, Method Man, and somebody else on that bitch. Like, come on now.
That shit made for me, kind of.
I think also Rage Against the Machine's fucking. They're great. Obviously, it's also funny now because it's like. Media literacy. Like it's the same thing. It was like you find out they're like, oh, like conservative people, like they view themselves as being like the rebellion from Star Wars and like the Empire, like or like Democrats, whatever. It's like you misunderstand what you were watching when you watch these movies, and like when people talk about like like Tim Ryan, remember Tim Ryan, Republican,
yeah.
It's about like how much he loves Rage Against the Machine. It's like, brother, you are literally a machine that they were raging against.
Like, what do you find in this? Like, it better just be how it sounds.
It's like, what do you think In the Name of was about? It was about fuck the police. Like, what are you talking about? I don't. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I never really listened to System of a Down, but like their singles were fucking nuts. Like Aerials and Chop Suey, like they had crazy singles. But yeah, there's a few here and there. But right. Exactly. Yeah. Those are lyrics from In the Name of. Yeah. It's like they're talking about like the police officers and their ties to the KKK. And I mean, obviously like that's a byline of like when they were recruiting in was it 60s, 40s, whatever. Like,
bro, did you hear about that police story? They said in the 1980s in Florida there was a specific unit that was cooking crack and then selling it to crackheads essentially, and then arresting them for it.
I heard about that. Avenged. Okay, so who mentioned Avenged? Okay, so Devlin mentioned. Devlin mentioned Avenged Sevenfold. Like, do Hell to the King is fucking great. Like that is classic metal. But yeah, like there's always like crooked cop regimes everywhere, all the damn time.
Like, bro, they didn't even do that shit on The Wire. Like,
but back to Sam's point is like. LAPD in the 50s, like they were recruiting white men that were former Klansmen or were Klansmen from the South to be a part of LAPD. That's a thing. That's documented. So yeah, like that. In the Name of, there you go. But yeah, like there's a lot of rocks that I've listened to, and like
Fozzy.
Have you ever listened to Fozzy album?
Hell no.
I have. I think I'm like 3 songs off whatever it was. I was like, all right, you got Judas and you got 2 other things. After that, there's nothing real I can't really fuck with most of this stuff. I just can't. I feel like there's other bands where you start mentioning, I'd be like, oh, I forgot this one. But like, yeah, for the most part, like that's kind of my.
You know what other shit I fuck with? That is that industrial shit. That's like on the soundtrack to The Crow or whatever. Like the Trent
rock? Are you talking about like Rammstein or some shit?
Like the Trent Reznor type shit.
Oh, 9 Inch Nails? Okay. Yeah. I never really listened to 9 Inch Nails like this. So I can't really give you, but like, he was also like doing a lot of like scores for people too.
Yeah.
But, like for a while. Let's see what else we got. I like the new wave stuff. I don't like all of it.
I love new wave.
Like,
but like I don't know if the stuff that like I like kind of is like would be
but how
considered
much
rock.
of it is how much of it is the stuff you like that doesn't involve Prince though?
Oh, I like that Swing Out Sister shit. Like, but to me, it doesn't really sound like the Human League. What else? But the Swing Out Sister shit. Johnny Hates Jazz. Love that shit. But like, I don't know if that's considered rock or the new wave. Like, to me, that doesn't feel related because
new
there's
wave
like
is
horns
a type of rock.
in there.
Is a genre of rock, or sorry, subgenre of rock.
Yeah,
that's when like you can distinguish like metal from, like you're not going to mistake Metallica for like what do you call it? Not Panic at the Disco. Jesus Christ. I'm blanking on the name of the song. Whatever, you get my point. Like they all have their
like in new wave, they basically replace the guitars with horns, right?
I think synths.
Okay, yeah, horns and synths. Like Swing Out Sister is my shit.
Like Oingo Boingo, it's like some shit. Like that's some new wave shit.
Y'all want to know some shit that was all over my Spotify list that was high as fuck? Swing Out Sister, Twilight World. Look it up.
Are we going? Is that what we're going to do now? We're going to go through our raps that we're finna do.
I mean, we can. Like, I don't.
Oh my God. I think I tell you my rap. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because I showed JML that shit here, and Rich and JML was like, "James, you going through something?" Like, nah, not exactly. I just play a shower. I just play same playlist in the shower. That's how it racks up. All right, let's see. They don't have top artists. They have top songs.
Got you.
Yeah. So, all right. Like, I looked at my top songs 2024. Rich, I had one rap song on it. There's only one straightforward rap song on it. Everything else is like basically R&B.
Right.
So, I think I told you this. Rich, you want to guess what the one rap song is?
I think I looked. It's Drake, right?
It's Family Matters, yeah.
Family Matters, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like, somehow, even though, like, you know how Spotify is, like, it's what you ever play on Spotify. Like, and I play stuff like on my hard drive a lot. So, like, Not Like Us isn't on there.
Tears for Fears. How the fuck can I forget that?
Oh, yeah.
That's my shit, too. Okay, so, like, my top 5 songs are, like, Not Like Us, Euphoria, Shout by Tears for Fears, that Don Toliver Attitude song, and then one of my songs called So They Say, and then Grinding All My Life, and then Central C, and, yeah. Besides that, it's just like other shit too. So, nice one on here. Jennifer Page, Crush. You know, y'all know that's my funk. Love that shit. Let me see. Yeah, you know. Let's see.
Tell me your top 5 artists.
Top 5 artists, I believe, were Nipsey Hussle, myself, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and Lil Russell, I believe.
Okay, so I didn't even know you were listening to Lil Russell.
Oh, Lil Russell?
I didn't know you were listening to him until I saw the thing you sent about it, as far as saying in your top 5.
Oh, yeah. I've been listening to him for a couple years.
Okay, so what? Okay, his voice sounds like he's a gimmick. You know what I mean?
Catherine hates his voice.
How do I say this? His voice sounds like he's like this is what way people think about Chance the Rapper when he raps. Like that's what his voice sounds like. I'm not saying it is the case, but like, and also like the songs I've heard from him, like he's not really cussing. He's not a gangster rapper. Like it's more like it seems like a more positive type of vibe and more fun type of vibe. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoy it like that. Like the song he has with the video with Marshawn, like I love that shit. Musty's fun as fuck, and the video makes it even more fun. So I'm not knocking him, but like I went through his Instagram the other day and see how him like he's like doing the shit like almost like a PSA with kids, and I was like, oh okay, like he's on some positive shit. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
He's like he's like one of the real like super pioneers now, kind of like I think he's put out 33 albums. He built like a venue in his backyard, and he basically charges people to get in to his backyard. I heard about that. And it's like pay what you want or whatever. And he's like a monster social media kind of guy, like as far as like, you know, how he promotes
the videos are creative as hell.
He's a damn like a rap Gary V.
Okay.
And it's how much you're going.
You mean in a good way, not in the. You mean in a in a
positive way?
Okay, gotcha.
Like as far as like how you're going to see him, how much you're going to see him. Once you get in his like ecosystem, you're going to have like no choice but to see him like just pop back up with more shit. He's like a freestyler or whatever. Like he'll jump on like a Sway in the morning stuff and go crazy, Hot 97, different stuff like that. And he's just West Coast, like kind of like mid California West Coast guy. Like he'll find a producer or make a whole album with a whole producer, different shit like that. He's got a dude named Taupe that he works with. Taupe makes a bunch of amazing West Coast beats. And I just like Russell shit a lot. Like as far as like, being an independent artist and stuff like that, like he's really doing it like big time.
Okay.
And he's got a song called Water with E40 that is dope. I like a lot.
It must be really good because you do not like E40.
I do not like E40. And E40's verse is even tolerable for me. I'm like, you know what? We go, all the stuff he be trying to say and all that. So
E40 is so polarizing. Like it is definitely a generational thing. Like if you are older than us, you think E40 is dope. If you're younger than us, you probably like, what is this? And like I don't hear too many young people being like, yeah, I get the E40 thing. They're more just like, what? At least with us, at least with me, is like growing up on Lil Jon Eastside Boys, like that's the thing that I don't think you ever like went through like their first few albums. Like you go through like Put Your Hood Up and then like Kings of Crunk, and like you hear like he was doing production of like different regions, right? Like the crunk shit is obviously like a pull off of like the Memphis Hypnotized shit, right? But then like he would do New Orleans shit, he would do like Bay shit, like he would do Miami shit, right? And like Tell Me When to Go was a thing because of like obviously the E40 stuff and the hyphy stuff. Like so like for me, the E40 stuff was always cool with it, and like I like this shit that he did with Fabulous on the Automatic Systematic stuff. So like I get people don't like him. I'm like, I kind of get what you mean. Like it come off kind of corny, but like I've liked some of his stuff before, so it's like for me it's never a thing. But like a lot of people I know just do not like that dude in a way where I'm like, well, I get it, but I like him. So I get it. I get it, so it doesn't bother me the way it bothers other people.
It's like he's on that hip hop documentary that's on Netflix or whatever. They profile him like at a certain point, right? And it kind of like helped me understand like what
why
his
he's
whole
so
thing
beloved
was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like I understand it a lot more now than I did when I was younger. I was like, no, this shit's just whack.
Before you had no context. Just like, bro, he's like it's. You realize it's more than rap when it comes to him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, it's not whack. It's just something I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So, but, no, like, I'm still playing Nipsey Hussle like it's Radio Raheem. Like, it's just so much shit. Like,
all right. So I guess I'll go through my top songs of 2024. Number 1, Jasmine Sullivan, Need You Bad.
I saw that show. I was like, what? Hold on, man. What is Jay's okay? Like who is he? Like who does my dog need so bad?
Wow, you dumb.
You trained my dog.
Number 2, Bust Your Windows by Jasmine Sullivan.
I'm like, hold on, bro. Hold on.
Why are you listening to this old ass album, James?
I was like, why is this random shit out of the blue? Like, this shit came out in 2009. Like,
not even 2009, like 2007, 6. No, so Jasmine Sullivan made a album called Hotels back in 2022, and then like did a bonus edition called Hotels Motels, like added on to it, and like it's a great album. So, like, what I just did, because I like that album so much, is, like, I just basically put, like, the 4 or 5 songs from the first Jasmine Sullivan album that I ever heard that I liked. Basically, all the likes or whatever. You add up the likes or whatever. And I go to, like, artists, go to the likes of the artist, and just play it, and then, put a repeat on it. So like I just start from the top. I don't press shuffle. So what would happen is like I go take a shower. Like I put on the Jasmine Sullivan, and then like the next day I put on the Jasmine Sullivan, and then it turned into like I have Need You Bad playing like a million times on my thing, and like so last year we had the same situation. My shower playlist was Pink Sweats, so like it was the first album of Pink Sweat. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, or actually like 1, 2, 3, and 5 on my shit too. Same thing. The year before that was a bunch of Kehlani. So like, I think middle of the year I was like, all right, my rap's gonna look fucked up. Too late. And then I basically went to 2000 R&B playlist on Spotify and then shuffle. So like, after number 3 is Keisha Cole Love. Then it's Superstar from Usher, So Gone from Monica, Should Let You Go, Keisha Cole, When I See You, Fantasia, Pick Up Your Feelings from Jasmine Sullivan. That's from that album I was saying about the hotels shit. Mariah Carey, Shake It Off. Keisha Cole, Let It Go. Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I. Girl Like Me, Jasmine Sullivan. Confessions, Usher. You, Lloyd and Wayne. Fallen Maya. Bobby Valentino, Slow Down. Lil Mo, Forever. It's just the 2000s playlist, just basically every single day, just praying shuffle on that shit. So like, that's why the only thing you see on here that's a rap, like, let's see, there's not like Jasmine Sullivan or Keisha Cole or Usher. Like the next closest thing is like, or some R&B 2000 R&B thing. The next closest thing you have is like a Lucky Day song, Hurricane. Right, like, and then you go scroll all the way down into like the 50s, and then you get the one rap song. You get Family Matters. So JML and Rich was like, "This nigga's Michael Jordan. He's out here to say flat out fuck rap." And then, look, I'm sorry, you heard Kendrick Lamar on Blacked Out Morals. Fuck your hip hop. For what? Like, maybe next year you'll see Kendrick Lamar on here heavy, based on what he does with GNX, obviously, and then whatever else. But like,
damn,
I don't really listen to rap like that, bro. Don't honestly like. The most I listen to rap was in years is actually this year because of the beef thing between Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
like everything I ever hear is like stuff y'all send me, or whatever I'll see on the hear on the radio, here and there, be like, oh, I like that song, but like. I would be like, I hear that song, I like that song. Like, I'm going through like, Glorilla just came out of the album. Haven't heard it.
You really should, because every Glorilla verse, there's something absolutely ridiculous that she says that's fucking hilarious. Like, she is the woman Plies. Like, in the most complimentary way I can say. She's the woman Plies.
So, who else wrote something?
She makes better songs overall than Plies.
Okay, so... The what's it called? The Tyler shit. I only heard the singles. I haven't heard that album yet.
Yeah.
Right? It's just
I always tell Swerve that I miss the Tyler thing. Like, it's just like when he came out, he was eating roaches
when he came out. I didn't want to hear
exactly. Like I just wasn't like, I'm gonna get there one day. Like, I'll check him out one day, but it missed me or whatever. But
Brew Haven said, I only know of Jasmine Sullivan because of Lion, Tigers, and Bears. That was like number 5 on the fucking list that I had. Because it goes, it's on that same album that has like Bust Your Windows and Need You Bad.
What else?
Dylan said, this is a single black mom playlist. Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, with like how Spotify rap thing works, because I think you brought up another point. It's like we listen to shit on like other shit too. It's like I listen to music on YouTube too. Right. Like there's like how do we account for like mixtape stuff like that?
Yep.
I know I got saved elsewhere or can listen to elsewhere.
And then there's also the problem like with me is like me. Well, maybe not use much anymore, but like I screw stuff. Right, like
I slow stuff down. I got an app that'll do it.
I do. I had an app too, but like anything. If I ever hear a single that I download, or if I ever hear a song, I'm like, I'm going to grab that. I get the song. I'm going to play it. At some point, I'm going to slow a song down. Like, I'm going to listen to it screwed. I'll listen to it sped up too. See what it sounds like or whatever else. Like, that has no accounting into this, right? Like, when I put like the songs I like of the Tori Kelly EP or album that came out earlier this year, that's just not getting counted into my Spotify Wrapped, right? Same for when I did it with GNX. Same for when I did it to what else did I do that to this year? I did. Well, I'll tell you one thing I did. You know who Halsey is, right?
Yeah.
I've done it to the whole Halsey album from not the last one, like the Manic album. I did that the whole thing.
That's funny.
Yeah. You got a fucking country song on there. Slow down the country song. I've slowed down the country Taylor Swift. Yes, I did that.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yes. The Taylor Swift Red and everything has changed. Yes, I slowed that down. I have not slowed down Love Story, but I would.
Purple. Put a cup of lean on the front of that cover. Michael Watts edition. Oh my God. That'd be funny. Also, another thing that's funny, right? You know how people did always talk about like the Kofi Kingston, Triple H. Hey, what happened to your accent thing? Yeah.
How no one's ever done it with Taylor Swift? What happened to that country ass accent? What happened to that? Huh? Where's that twang on You Belong With Me? Or Love Story? Where's that? What happened to that? It's gone? Oh, okay.
Playing a role, Yeah. But let me see.
Shout out to Sam.
Yeah, Big Sam coming through. Appreciate you with the subscription there. Who else on here? I played that Kehlani song to death.
Which one?
The one where it was called Kehlani. And it was by Jordan Dude, and then he got her on it or whatever, and it was like by herself. And I watched the video tons of times to match.
You watched the video tons of times, huh? I
did.
I didn't know what this thing existed, but I guess Kalani's in the video.
She is.
I see why you played that lots of times.
Lots of times.
That's an attractive woman. I had nothing else to add to that. That's an attractive woman.
I played that Not My Problem a bunch.
Oh yeah, you actually got me to play. I actually slowed that down too.
That's hard.
The day you said it to me, I was like, "Not my problem." Oh man, I think you said that to me back in like September, August.
Yep. I got that Josh Turner, Your Man on there. I had to make that one of my karaoke songs, so got on there.
I had a question.
Yeah.
See, they don't know this, they're listening or whatever else. When we did, we were doing karaoke this year, you did the, what was that Mariah Carey song you kept doing?
That Make It Happen?
Make It Happen. What made you get into that one?
My sister
Because that is like 1990s Mariah Carey, like 1990 period,
Funk.
not the year, not the decade, the year.
Yeah.
It's like first album Mariah Carey.
Funk. I kept hearing it like when I went and visited my sister last year during her wife's baby shower, and on their playlist was a Make It Happen song. I was like, man, I remember I used to hear this when I was growing up, and then like I just started listening to the words. My dad just died, and I was like, yo, this song is so motivational or whatever, and like so like I'm gonna fucking like take on the world and accomplish anything, bro. When I flew back home from New York, I listened to the song like 50 times in a row, and I was like, I feel like I can run through a fucking wall now. Like after I heard this shit, like,
Gotcha.
So like I listen to it all the time or whatever. It's like one of my favorite songs. I have not listened to any more New Jeans. I was looking for new stuff from them, but I'm a big fan of New Jeans. Like their shit is dope. The choreography's fire. It's just like I don't know if I could just be like just watching all they shit like that though, because like they like not all of them 18, so it don't like I just gotta listen to the music.
Who is
like,
New Jeans?
What's up?
What is New Jeans?
New Jeans and K-pop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's like, could we get all y'all above age just so it don't be like, hey, I'm just I'm playing this in the house, and then you're walking. What are you watching? And then it's like, now I gotta explain it. All right, no, I'm not dealing with this. There's a bunch of Central C on there. I love the UK drill. Who else? Big X the Plug. You gotta listen to him breathe hard first before he starts rapping. But when he starts,
so Do you listen to him, but you don't listen to Rod?
Nah, Rod Wave too depressing. There's always some sad. My little sister listen to Rod Wave, loves him. That's like her favorite artist, damn near.
Okay.
Who else? A little jazz. If you want Paul, some jazz here. London Chimes by Paul Hardcastle. Go ahead and get at a look. Sabrina Carpenter got to be on the list. Let's see.
Bro, I don't know how Hot to Go wasn't on my fucking list. I don't think it's on it. I don't know how it's not. I have played that shit. You know what? It's another one of those things. I have played Hot to Go so many damn times, slowed down. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, like, if you go through the total listens of everything, like, that would not be, like, one of my, I don't know, 20 most played songs this year.
Meg, played a lot of Meg.
Like, do we need to tell that story?
Sure. All
right, so I'm up at Rich and Catherine's, evacuated from the hurricane. I'm Rich's guest at the time. Catherine has a guest at the time too. Her name is PJ, whatever else. And like, I'm just kind of playing cool or whatever else, everything. And Rich is like, let's do drunk karaoke off YouTube. And I don't know what to play at all. I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm trying to keep it cool. And all of a sudden, Rich plays Hot to Go. That cool went out the fucking window. Get out the way, Rich. I love that fucking song, man.
Bro, I think I sang like 8 songs in a row or some shit just by myself.
Because I was like, I couldn't find a song to play. And then like, I got something for you, James. I'm gonna have you tap into your inner lesbian. Oh my god. That shit. Oh man, I lost it when that shit came on. I haven't had so much fun singing since I did what was it? The first time we did karaoke in Tampa, when I did The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. It's like, bro, this song is fucking ridiculous. No one's gonna expect me to sing this song. I know every single word to this fucking song.
Oh man. That's great. I don't know what's going to be on my list next year, but it feels like my list is largely I'm listening to the same shit over and over and over and over. So I guess that's
the thing that I'm worried about is like I listen to so much R&B that is like, there are acts that I like. I like Glow, I like Megan, I like Kendrick, I like Drake, I like Cole, I like a lot of people, right? But none of that stuff resonates with me except for since GNX that like I want to play that shit over and over and over again. And I don't know why I'm like that, but it's like if a new album comes out, I like the album or whatever else, but cool. It might get a week of run and then whatever else. And like that's a couple times I do. Like it has to be a heavy hitter for me to go out my way to go play it. And by out my way, I mean go to the same app I go to play music all the time, type in their name and press play on the new album. Like, I just don't have it in me to go. I'm just kind of set in my ways. Like, I have all the rap I ever need to really listen to that I've ever heard. I got all the love songs or whatever else too. And
oh yeah,
anything stupid as shit. And I got Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson and Prince. And like, I don't really need much else.
Zach says, let me know if you want some Rex Rich up all over the place. Yeah, send them through. Y'all know I listen to damn near anything. Like,
Rick's trying to find something to sample. Sample. That's all that is.
Hey, you know what I was listening to this weekend, James?
What?
I was listening to the Cisco Unleash the Dragon album. I was like, it's about time somebody to put their hands on this to try to sample something. And
Rich,
I'm gonna do it.
I shit you not. Me and Kendrick used to when we would go to high school, like, I don't know what it was, but, like, I don't know who the producer is. I never looked at the album notes or whatever else, but, like, it may have been Nokia that was doing it. But, like, whoever's producing, like Drew Hill and Cisco, like, whoever their main producer was, that motherfucker was raw. He never had any credit, never went anywhere. I don't know if it's Tim and Bob. I don't know who it is, but whoever that was or whoever the two people were, they were fucking incredible.
It's time to steal.
Yeah, and I think it actually might have been Nokia. Actually, I don't know. I have to look that up, but it might have been Nokia. For some reason, I feel that was actually him, like doing like the
Is Love Enough? I'm about to get that.
Especially like later, like around the time that Cisco was going like solo. Like, yeah, whoever that was in their bag.
Let's see. View song credits. A bunch of niggas on there. Warren Smiley Campbell. Let's see. Got to Get It.
Got to Get It's incredible.
Al West. Don't know who the fuck that is.
You know what's funny? I used to play. Rich, I shit you not. I used to play Sonic Adventure. I used to go to the first stage and play and play the Sonic first stage.
I actually sang "Got to Get It" when you was up here at karaoke.
I know,
and
that's why I was laughing. I would play the Sonic and I would play the Cisco "Got to Get It" at the same time. And I'm like, this shit for some reason goes together. In my mind, in my mind, I'm like, and now that I'm older, I'm like, this is a song about eating pussy. What is wrong with you, James? How does this go together? You're playing Sonic Adventure. What's wrong with you?
All right. I got to find the lyrics.
Bro, the hook. Think of the hook. Just think of the hook.
I know.
Okay.
I know what the hook is.
Okay.
We gonna go through this.
Are we gonna get this shit taken down off YouTube because we're gonna sing the lyrics? That's
No.
what happened? Okay. Just making sure.
Let's see. Go to AZ lyrics. Make sure I don't need all the annotations right now. I want to hear exactly what they said. All right. So, basically starts the song. It says, "Do I have to grab the back of your neck to make you listen to me?
Yes.
Do you have to see me flashing this dough or waving my rollie, Mister? Yeah. Baby, can I get a hit of you? What's up? Come on, I like the touch. I got to figure out if you're down because I got to get it. You won't forget it. Kiss you under your navel. I'll go where he won't go. I got to get it. Just let me hit it. I'll kiss the lips under your navel. Yeah. I bet he won't go where I go. Yeah.
And then the fake Ja Rule sounding motherfucker was on the rapping on the rapping the third verse too. You got that part too.
Yep. Cisco, Unleash the Dragon. What an album.
Unambiguously talking about eating pussy. Unambiguously. There's no subtlety there. None.
God.
I have no explanation for that. Why that went to my man. Honestly, because like 2K, remember or like when Dreamcast, like the first NBA 2K, like the second edition of NBA 2K, right? I would play like the intro and like play like Ludacris Southern Hospitality to it. And from my mind, in my mind, like they go together. I don't know why, but they just do. It's just the randomness of songs and like in memories that go together. And he's like, I feel like playing this song whenever I do this at the same time all the time. It's weird.
Amazing.
Sam says, remember that song, My Neck, My Back? How did that make it the mainstream?
Holy shit.
Sam, Kaya's from Tampa.
Yeah.
She also had another song called K-Wang. That song should have blew up too, but it's not nearly as vulgar, so it didn't.
Yeah. I remember I was living in Massachusetts at the time. I was not in Tampa. So I just started seeing it getting played on BT.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this don't sound like nothing else that's out here. She clearly comes from some like this is some low budget like kind of thing that just like broke through. You just see the music video. I'm like, they're in the woods.
I never saw the video. I never saw the video.
You never see the video? They're in the woods. It's like
I didn't
even
see the video. It's playing on the radio all the goddamn time.
Yeah, so I sort of like they're at a barbecue and it's like somebody's house and shit like that. And I'm like, huh. So I was like, this song's just nasty as fuck. I was like, all right, whatever. She ain't really, nothing too crazy to look at. Like, here's me being like, what, 12, 13 years old. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, but whatever, the song's the song. It's bumping or whatever. I moved down to Florida about a year or two later. This is still going on. Like, it never stopped down here or whatever. And I'm like, she's from here? And then, like, I end up learning the producers that she worked with and, like, going to their studio and knowing them, essentially, that produced that. I believe. What the fuck was his name? It was Lewis, I believe, was his name. Light skinned dude, kind of heavy set, kind of looked like Manny Fresh or whatever. His name was Lewis. He was the primary producer on that, and the shit blew up. Like apparently, it was some. I don't know how. Like I don't know if they did the whole deal where they got in bed with the radio station and stuff like that. But this shit seemed to like go way above that because she went platinum.
Yeah, and then you have years later, Kenny Omega talking about that was hilarious. Kenny Omega said that shit on. Was that being the elite when he said that shit?
What you talking about?
When he was talking about like he said like I am doing everything in front of. He's like what did he say? He was upset about something. He said that like I've reached hard. He said I my blood, sweat, and tears, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack over this or some. He said this on some line randomly. I fucking fell out when he said that shit. This is like a few years ago. But yeah, I think it was BTE. You have to find it. Some BTE, person gonna have to pull that up. It's like, that's from episode blah blah blah. But yeah, I remember Omega said that shit. I was dying. Yep.
But Kaya's like,
was on AEW television. That would not have been allowed.
Kaya's like absolutely hilarious whenever you hear her talk and stuff like that. So it's like she's a character all into herself. So.
Yeah, y'all should play K-Wayne. That's actually a good song.
K-Wayne with it. What other Kaya songs was out there that
there's like one or two, but I
don't trust no nigga. Yeah. Besides that, really ain't too much. She would diss everybody. That would be her thing. Oh, she's on Jump on the Dick with Trick.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
She got that respect me. You gonna respect me?
That came out like after it was already over for her.
Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, man, we got FOH this weekend, man. Yep. It's gonna be a good time.
I think we just got ourselves prepared for FOH.
A little bit, kind of a warm up test run, but FOH is something else. Like it just is, and it's like it's funny how FOH because like we have a rough format. Be like, oh, we've done enough years. This is the 7th year of FOH,
wow.
And it's like, all right, we got the 2 rounds and then we got the lightning round. I don't know when we like figured out like the format and all that, but that's kind of what it's been. I feel like it's time to add in something new. Or whatever, just to kind of throw us off. I don't know what yet. I want to come up with some kind of game, that will like either like make us drink more, or it'll be like, oh, it's designed to bring something funnier out. Like, so I'm gonna be thinking hard this week or whatever on what to do.
You see Zach in the chat.
Y'all chopping Josh again. I mean,
that's up to Josh.
Yeah. Maybe we give him a DDT or something, force someone to defend things. Oh no! So, see, we got.
Oh my God!
Like, defend Liv Morgan. Hell no! Like.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awful. Like James, I need you to defend NASCAR towards red belt title reign.
Oh my God! Like be like every 40 minutes we have to take a shot or something like that. Like
crap before I defend that thing. That was ridiculous.
Like it could be like a time thing, or it can be like somebody says something like, actually we gotta, I don't know. I'm gonna think of something.
Did the video freeze on the stream?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, it's give Liv Morgan a win. Or do a shot. Liv Morgan or do a shot.
I don't know what that. I don't know.
Yeah,
what that means.
I don't know.
What does that even mean? Liv Morgan or do a shot? What does that mean?
Not sure. MJF or do a shot. There's another one too.
Endorse these people to give a shot.
Yeah, like something like that. Be like if you don't, like drink, defend the wrestler.
All right, I got to get home somehow.
Yeah,
like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that's
I'm not staying the night over there. I'm not Ubering home. We're not getting that drunk.
That's why. So like, we're set to do it. Like this is the one of the secrets to FOH. It's like, all right, you got to make sure the show's long.
Right.
You got to warm up a little bit before the show.
Right.
You got to like be prepared for the drive either way after, or you got to be like, I'm staying. Like you got to figure all that shit out ahead of time.
What year was it? I can't remember what year it was. Like back when Josh and Jeremy were in that apartment, man. I was over there. We were like, man, I'm too drunk to go anywhere. I end up staying there. I end up like not leaving until like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the morning, I think. Until I can sober up to leave. I was like, nah, man. I'm not playing none of these games.
Yeah. Like there are some FOAs where I was like, bro, I think it was like 2022 when we were at Zach's, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like that shit felt like when I was driving home, like I was playing a video game, bro. Like I was like, hold on, bro. I thought I was all right. I'm apparently not. Luckily, got home just fine. Didn't run into damn near anybody.
Don't ever do that again.
I was like, hold on. So it was like, Ray Devils, I need y'all to get monetized on YouTube so I can be a paid member over there. But yeah, whenever, I'll figure it out. Like whenever that all gets done, we'll figure it out. But yeah, like it was just like, I remember one time it was, I don't even remember finishing the show one of the years or whatever. Yeah. Man. I remember that one year I thought drinking the White Claws was sweet. Like, I thought it was like, oh, these ain't shit. Drink 12 of them or whatever.
Oh, man.
And then I was like, hey, yo. Like, and then I was making love to the porcelain god the next morning, like at Jeremy Josh's apartment or whatever. And I think I've only puked once off of FOH. Yeah, only once. Because there were years I was drinking straight Hennessy.
That was in the first few years. I remember. I was like, man, what are you doing to yourself?
Yeah. Then it was like, all right, I'll try the White Claws. White Claws tore me up. I think we maybe threw some beers in there. One year, I know Jeremy has the he has the hell are the beers called that he likes.
The Apple Orchard or whatever, something like that.
Apple Orchard beers or whatever. And then Josh makes something goofy every year.
Well, that was like a 2 or 3 year thing, and then he stopped because I started making fun of him. I kept making fun of him. He was like, I'm tired of James. I feel like I crush his spirit. Is like, I ain't going to do that no more because James can't make fun of me. I was like, well, Josh, you keep bringing these fucking, like, bartending kits to make these things. Like, why are you going to all of this, like, elaborate stuff for this, man? Just... I don't know, man.
Then I had a year. I think.
Wasn't there one where he was like, what was he calling it? Not emulsifying. Well, it was
infused.
Infused. Thank you, Zach. Zach's in the chat. Infusing the spirits. Yes, he was. I think it was like gummy bears or something like that. He was getting into vodka or whatever. I was like, or some shit like that. I was like, hey, man, you on your own. You on your own.
Then there was a couple years I was like, all right, I'm going to just do classic Goose, like straight, yeah, boy, straight or whatever. And then I discovered the Vintner's Red, and I've been on that for a couple years now. It feels like I'm going to do that. I don't know. So we will figure it out, but Vintner's Red is my shit.
I might. There's a couple things. Just for the year-long gag, I might pull out the Modelo Aguas Frescas. Just because of the year-long gag that we've had ever since WrestleMania. I might do that. And then I might also, I might go to Aldi and get, 2 or 3 bottles of that pineapple wine that you put me on back in Atlanta when I was up there. Because,
that shit there.
That was one of those things where, Rich was like, hey, man, you try this. And I tried. I'm like, oh, Rich, you should have never let me have this shit. Because now, because I like a good fruity drink. Now all I'm gonna do is if I don't want one of these
pineapple packs, wine. Yes.
Pineapple wine. I forgot what it was called. They sell at Aldi. It's $4 for the 750 milliliter.
Yo. I might swing by Aldi just to see what the stash looks like, and I'll be like, can I get 6 of these, please?
I shit you not. Hold on, let me find a picture of it, right? Rich, when I was up there, because I was up there for like almost a week, we tried it one day.
Bro, I got some shit from Mexico that I don't know if I can bring or whatever because I may have already opened it, but I think there's some shit that I have not opened already that I might be able to bring that I got from Mexico.
Okay. So October 9th, I think we tried it. I think the very next day, I bought 4 bottles of that shit and took a picture and sent it to one of the homies that goes to the boot camp with me. I think hold on. Can you see the thing?
I see it.
Barely make it out.
Yeah, barely.
4. The very next day. Like, nah, man, that's not good. And I also, like, I'm not a drinker. I rarely drink, and I damn sure ain't the drinker I was like 14 years ago. 2009, I put away some fucking liquor. 2009, 2010, I put away some fucking liquor. Now, I don't have nearly the kind of tolerance as I used to. But yeah, man. Even then, I was so like, yep, I'm getting 4 bottles of this. I think I gave you 2 of them. I can't remember, but whatever. Yeah, it was still, the shit was good. That shit was good. So I might end up doing that. We'll see.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like either I'm gonna stop by Aldi, see what they got, or Vendor's Red, I think, again for the 3-peat.
For those that are listening, so it's called Pacific Fruit Vineyards. So yeah, so it's a pineapple flavor, and I think they have like 4 different flavors. But the pineapple one's the one that I tried. I might try the other ones because.
So they got a blueberry one, I think, too. It was yeah. I've had it before. It's cool, but the pineapple's better.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, maybe we should wrap it up.
Yeah. Better than let's see, hold on. Better than that Mike's Hard Lemonade. I've tried the Mike's Hard Lemonade. I bought like a 12-pack of it. I enjoy the Mike's Hard Lemonade. It works. In fact, I think the last time I was drunk on this show, I was drinking Mike's Hard Lemonades. Anyway, but yeah. Oh, Sam, and I mean,
man, you should see our demographics, Sam, for this show. As far as like who's listening, like we struggling in that what was that 18 to 24? It was like 3% of listeners. I'm like, man, we struggling there. You know, we know our audience. You know, so yeah. Man. At least that's just through Spotify, people that listen. Okay. But we've got a lot of different platforms.
I don't know what to say to that. Like, I don't think that we necessarily I don't think that our content would necessarily appeal to people a lot, or younger adults. I don't think it necessarily does either. So it's kind of is what it is. Like, I mean, we were talking about The Rock and LL Cool J in a segment for like 15 minutes the other day or the other week.
That shit was great.
It was great, but you see my point. Like, yeah. Somebody born in 2000 and be like, I don't give a fuck about LL Cool J. Wait, he was a rapper? Same thing, like, The Rock's a wrestler? I didn't know that. Thought he was an actor. He did all the movies, But yeah, anyway, this is an all-head show. This is, oh my God.
No, we this is an Unk show?
I was about to say, is this an Unk show now? I mean, I guess, I don't know, whatever.
I am Unk. Like, I got a niece that's like 23 that's like taking on the world. So it is quite funny when she calls me Uncle Duke, and I just kind of laugh. So it's pretty funny.
Caden slips and calls me Uncle James. Like he'll be like Uncle, and he'll be like, oh, James. Like, don't call me. I'm not your uncle. We're cousins. Stop. I understand the age gap makes it like we're uncle. No, don't call me uncle. Like. Yeah, so I get it. I didn't tell you. I told you this. I never told this on air. The oldest I've ever felt was maybe like 2-3 months ago. I was in line checking out, and as a Walmart, and dude at the register was like,
"You told me, yeah."
I told you this, yeah. I was wearing an Outkast t-shirt, and then he stops me and he asks me something about Outkast. If like, fuck you. He's like, yeah, well, so like, I like old school music. I was like, yeah, okay, bitch. All right. I'll entertain it.
Their first album came out 30 years ago, Jan.
I know, and that's why I was like, that's why I didn't snap on him. I was like, look, man, I understand that ATLs came out in 1996. I get it. That's like almost 30 years. I get it. but you have no idea. Because it's funny, like, when I was a kid, I listened to Outkast albums when I was supposed to, and people were like, "What you know about Outkast, yo young ass?" Now I am the bridge guy for actual young ass niggas I should actually say this to, and now I have to be a fucking hip hop historian. I have to be the old head passing on knowledge to this next generation that listen to fucking YMC asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, man. Whatever.
I saw a great tweet this week that was like, no rap collective has been beat on lyrically the way Young Money has collectively. And I was like, my God, just been abused. I mean, Murder Inc. used to get beat on, like, you know, but they used to at least fight back.
But they didn't.
Murder Inc. used to get beat on.
Tell me the Murder Inc. roster.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're really only talking about people laughing at people because of their connection to Ja Rule via the 50 Cent beef. It's not actually like, I don't think Ashanti made good music. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, who else was on there and putting out music besides Ashanti and Ja Rule?
Black Child, Cadillac Tar.
Did they ever release dates for real?
Hell no.
Exactly. So, like,
but nah, look, Young Money, Cash Money been getting beat on by Pusha T, Remy, Kendrick Lamar, several people just putting the beats on them.
Yep,
Megan. And they seem to struggle to fight back, like, in logical ways and cool ways. Like, this is not their thing.
It's not. It is not.
I did a show actually that's going to drop tomorrow with Andrew Rich on the Voice of Wrestling Podcast Network. Music of the Mat, the remix, and the subject was diss songs. So I grabbed 10 diss songs. You guys had to listen to the show to like see the list, but I stayed away from super obvious ones. I did use some obvious ones, and then I grabbed ones that I thought I could make a good kind of, you know, segment out of or whatever. And me and Andrew went back and forth. He picked 10 songs also that were like rock songs, and then he picked some rap songs as well. And we go through, it's like a versus style, and then we're like, you know, this is why we picked the song, and then we break it down after. And I had a lot of fun doing it. So look out for that. That's going to be out tomorrow as well.
All right, that's what's up. Can you plug the Chop Tees?
Yeah, go to Chop-Tees. There's a Black Friday sale, I believe, still going on, where you can get, I believe, 10% off of everything or 20% off. I'm not sure. You have to check the site yourself and get some merchandise on there. Get your, you know, if you're in Australia, you know, you don't want to walk around wearing where it says One Nation. We do have things that say ONR on there. We do have shipping all over the world and all that. Very high quality stuff. We also can go to the onelifetimeworldwide.com. You want hoodies and different things like that. We've got that as well over there. We've got, you know, dope designs there. And, you know, if you ever want to make a design for One Nation Radio, let us know.
So I was going through my email to get to the podcast notes so that I could like plug all the podcasts. And as I look at my email, I see an email from Florida State's gift or like memorabilia website or whatever else, like the official like school site, saying it's 30% off. I was like, 30% off these fucking nuts. You ain't getting a goddamn penny out of me for the rest of the year.
Amazing.
Ain't no fucking way. Bro, I used to wear Florida State shit every single Saturday. Nonstop. Every single Saturday. After they lost to Georgia Tech that first week of the season, I haven't worn a single Florida State shirt. I got like 10 of them hoes. I ain't worn a single one since.
That shit was crazy because it was like the second quarter. It was like, hold on. They just started scoring off Florida State and it was over. Like, I was like, hold on, what?
I knew it was a bad team after game one. And I was like, And you know, Georgia Tech might be good. No, the fuck they're not, man. Stop it. No. Anyway, thanks for listening, y'all. If you are watching from the stream, go to the show notes on the podcast when it goes up and click on the red circle link to donate there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network besides One Nation Radio. You have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, MCW Adventure, Wrestling Art with Chris Things, Tunnel Talk, and the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.